Watching and connected, but it's never enough. Talking with our friends about our favorite things. TV shows and movies and some random swearing. Hey! 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 This is the pretty, this is the little, this is the pretty little podcast.
Hello, all you pretty little people. This is the Pretty Little Podcast. I'm your host, Deadbeat Chad. With me is just Jess.
Hello.
What are we talking about today, Jess?
We are talking about something I like. Chainsaw Man.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. Chainsaw Man is a Japanese anime television series produced by MAPPA based on the manga series Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto. It's about Denji, a young man who shares his life with Pochita, a chainsaw devil, and is forced to survive by killing devils and selling their parts to pay off the debt he inherited after his father's death. His existence has been a succession of hardships until a fatal betrayal leads to his death. In an unexpected turn, Pochita makes a pact with him, allowing him to be resurrected as Chainsaw Man, a hybrid entity with the heart of a demon. And that's not spoilers, that's the first episode, basically.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they get to the point pretty quick in this.
Yes.
My first experience with this, I used to work at a place that sold comics and manga and collectibles and shit. And the manga came in, and that's what I saw first. And I just know it was Chainsaw Man. And then the cover was Denji, with the chainsaw on his head and his arms.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And turns out that it is really fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
This is one of those anime that, it's done by MAPPA, which I love and hate. I mean, they're really good at what they do. I just wish they didn't rely so heavily on the 3D models.
Well, that is something MAPPA does. MAPPA has put together, part of it has to do with the style of the original artwork as well, because people who don't know, MAPPA is an enormous studio. And usually when animes are made, it's this weird thing that happens. It's very typical where a bunch of little production companies are kind of created and just put under the umbrella of whatever the anime is. So it'll be produced by the Fruits Basket production company, like whatever it is.
Sure.
But this one is just straight up MAPPA. MAPPA has done, they took over for Attack on Titan. They are
Dorohedoro?
Demon Slayer, a lot of Dorohedoro. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. So especially shonen, especially darker shonen, which this is a dark shonen. They are really good at the movement, the battle scenes, the 3D idea. But sometimes the models, the art will completely change, and it's super obvious 3D model shit, and it's weird. It's more successful in things like Demon Slayer because it is a more ink style art. It's got heavier lines. The action is much more beautiful and elemental and water or fire or whatever it is.
Sure.
So part of that, I think, is the initial style is very simple.
Right. So basically the way it works is whenever there's just talking between the characters, whether they're in a cafe or hotel room or something, that typically is all done traditionally, hand drawn. And then with the action scenes, that's when they switch into these 3D models. I understand why, because this is a huge action packed series.
Yeah.
There are incredible fight scenes in this. And I can understand why they would want to rely on something a little easier, cheaper, quicker to produce.
Quicker, I think, is more
right. But
more the case.
It does kind of take away, when you go back and you watch something like a Ghost in the Shell or Vampire Hunter D, that's the stuff from the 80s and 90s when it obviously had to be hand-drawn animated cells. There really is a quality to that is just far more impressive to me. Even though...
Yeah, I don't know that any of Chainsaw Man is hand-drawn, but it is a more typical animated style when it's just...
It's not as obvious.
No. And then out of nowhere, Denji will slowly turn his head and you're like, what the fuck happened to Denji? His face looks weird. It's not quite right.
Like I said, during the dialogue scenes and just setting up the plot and everything, it does have more of a flat quality to it. Whereas when they go, like you mentioned, anytime they if they're walking and they turn a corner or something, you can tell that these are 3D models.
Yes.
Maybe when
there is a quality that changes out of nowhere sometimes.
Maybe when this technology gets better, it'll be a little less.
I feel like we
obvious,
talked about that in our Dorohedoro episode too.
Right. And this has that same problem that Dorohedoro has with like anytime they're walking or running, or if there's like a lot of action, the frame rate kind of suffers. And you can tell, like the backgrounds are all 3D models. Like if they're if there's dialogue while they're walking down like an alley or something and they turn a corner, all of that, all the background is 3D. So when they turn the corner or whatever, you can just tell the frame rate on the background is not matching the frame rate of the characters.
Okay, yeah.
And I notice it every fucking time. So yeah, it sucks. But I mean, this series it's so fucking cool and incredible that I can overlook it. Just like with Dorohedoro, which I think might be my favorite anime currently. And I'm willing to overlook those things just because I appreciate the writing and the action and just how cool these characters really are when they are actually...
Which you can thank the mangaka for. You know, like MAPPA does its best to animate this stuff. But yeah, what we really love is the story, the characters. The stuff that, you know, the various mangaka really created.
You know, I consider this series to be just as cool as Dorohedoro, but like, I think with Dorohedoro, the characters are a little more striking. Because in that, like, everyone is a character.
Oh,
right?
yeah. 100%.
In this is mainly just people that kind of have powers.
Power's a character, though. Yeah, she is a character.
But
like I mean like she's out there with her vile, you know, quiet cur, and you know all of that like weird medieval speech she goes into, which is really funny.
But they're not like
more
characters.
People are
they're
like
more
Aki
human.
versus Mr. N, right? Aki's just a dude with a tragic backstory. He's trying his best. Mr. N's a mushroom man.
I guess what I mean is, for the most part, the characters that you follow in this, you know, they're part of an organization that
public safety.
Yeah, that fight devils.
Yes.
So they just kind of have like pants. And a button-up shirt,
just a basic public safety.
Yeah, it's just but with Dorohedoro, they're all like in these costumes basically, so it's a little more striking.
Well, this also takes place in our world, a different world, as if devils are. And I do need to explain the way devils are handled in Chainsaw Man is basically devils are created by the fear of a thing, and so throughout the entire world. There is a devil for every single thing you can imagine, from the dark to your toaster, right? But more people are afraid of the dark than a toaster. So the dark devil, for example, is going to be a hell of a lot more powerful than the toaster devil.
Sure.
So, you know,
it's
and those are just two
levels and
right. So you have things like Denji fights the tomato devil at the beginning, you know, when he's just trying to get money. And the big bad of this series is the gun devil. So clearly one is far more powerful than the other. But they are just like manifestations of the fear of a thing. And so public safety exists to go around and kill these things because they can interact and kill people in the real world.
Yeah, and anything can be a devil. Like literally anything. There could be a tree devil. And there could be a fence devil. There could be a sun devil.
Like, and everybody can see them. Like, they really exist. It's not like in Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, which you would love if you ever watched the whole thing. And also the mangaka Tatsuki Fujimoto and then Jujutsu Kaisen's mangaka Gege Akutami are like really good friends. They are like kind of twins of like the dark shonen thing. In Jujutsu Kaisen, only certain people can see the curses. Here, everybody can see the devils. Like, they just exist in this world. They'll come in and wreck shit up. So it's not like you have to have special powers or like a relic or any. No, they're just out there causing shit. So it's very much in this world if the devil thing was real. It's more grounded in reality than something like Jujutsu Kaisen with whole like a separate world and shit like that.
Right. And so, you know, the series focuses heavily on Denji, who is the main character, obviously. But, you know, there are different divisions of this organization. We mainly follow Division 4. Yep. That's where the main cast...
Special Division 4, because that's where Denji's assigned.
Right. And, you know, Denji just kind of grows up poor. Like you mentioned, he's slaying devils so that he can just basically eat. He lives in a little shack with Pochita.
Yeah, and they split a piece of bread. Yeah, his father racked up a bunch of debt to like a Yakuza and then killed himself. But so then Denji has to assume his debt and so has to go and kill these devils to pay off his father's debt to the Yakuza and then maybe have a little bit left over to split a piece of bread with Pochita.
Right. So he is destitute, desperate, and
very, very much so. More than most. More than most.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he was betrayed, he was murdered, cut into many pieces, left in a dumpster
by the zombie devil
with Pochita, and some of his blood drips into Pochita's mouth, wakes him up, and then he makes a pact with Denji to become his heart.
Yeah.
Which, just manifests as he's got a drawstring like a chainsaw would have coming out of his chest. And when he pulls it, he could become Chainsaw Man, which is incredible to watch because
it's gross, man. It splits out of his face. Like, it's very brutal.
You could tell, like, the voice actor's just having a lot of fun at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And when he becomes Chainsaw Man, it kind of does harken back to me, like, at least with my experience when it comes to, like, superheroes and comics and things like that. He seems to me to have a lot of the same traits as like Carnage from the Spider-Man universe, even to the point like his face kind of looks like Carnage to me.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, with just the sharp teeth and the angles and everything. Like there's something about that just kind of comes off as this like Venom Carnage hybrid. But yeah, it's really cool to see even the way he like jumps around and stuff. It's kind of animated the same way
he lets that side of himself really come out when he's the chainsaw. It's just very I'm gonna fucking kill everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, go
it's really good. And this is it definitely is one of those characters that like it's really hard not to like just cheer on.
He's baby.
He's kind of he's a good kid and he's just he's had a hard life and
you want to see him succeed. Well, because that is one thing with devils. You mentioned that the blood dripped into Pochita's mouth. If a devil of any kind drinks blood, it heals them.
Right.
That matters.
They're pretty much immortal that way.
Yeah. So, because
even if they're dead and you feed them blood, they can come back to life.
Yes, which happens to Denji many times.
Yeah.
So once Denji and Pochita become this like hybrid Chainsaw Man guy, Denji can now drink blood and heal. Because also at the beginning, he had like sold his eyeball, he'd sold one of his kidneys, he sold one of his nuts for money to help pay off these things. So, now after he and Pochita make the pact, he's all healed. He's whole
he's got
again.
all those things back.
Yeah. So good for him. But no, what I love so much about Denji, and Denji does get on my nerves sometimes because there is a lot of allegory and allusions to him being a dog, and meaning like the way he is treated. He's very loyal, very faithful, just wants food. But what I do love so much about Denji are his goals. They are so simple.
Yeah, he just wants toast and jam.
Yes, he wants his super toast. He wants, he dreams when he's laying in that shack with Pochita, he dreams of them having their own slice and maybe some jam to put on the bread. Yeah. Maybe a girl could they could play video games and then go to sleep next to each other. Like those are his aspects. And he knows it's a dream. He'll never reach either of those things.
Denji is
so simple.
A 16-year-old virgin. So of course he's preoccupied with
and I think that's really funny too.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny moments.
Yeah, once he achieves super toast where he has multiple kinds of jam and butter.
That looked disgusting.
No, I would eat the hell out of it. It looked delicious.
There was like 10 different kinds of jam and butter and like, no.
Yeah.
I like my toast simple.
Give me that. I would try it 100%. But once he has achieved that, because he joins public safety, basically he goes back, like he becomes Chainsaw Man, he kills the zombie devil and all the zombies. And then Makima, who's like the head of Division 4, and more than, but she's a suit in public safety. She shows up to kill the zombie devil, finds him, and basically is like, will you be my dog? Like,
you'll either work for me or I'll kill you as a devil.
But if you work with me, I take good care of my dogs. Like, they get food, they get, you'll have a place to stay and all of that. And it is really sad because in that moment he just says, "Hold me," because he's like, he's so
exhausted.
overwhelmed, and he still got his chainsaw face for the first time, and she does. Makima, like, who I hate, but we won't go into. By the way, we'll be talking about the first season and the movie. I've read the whole thing, but we're not going into spoilers beyond what has been released, in anime form so far.
Right.
So I'm not going into the reasons why I fucking despise her so much, because she's pretty cool in season 1. But, and she immediately does. She holds him, and then that's it.
Yep.
He belongs to her.
Well, and
100%.
now he is hell-bent on
it's time for new goals, okay? Because he has achieved his goal. He's gotten his jam.
This is now his ultimate woman, his ultimate female, his ultimate get, right?
Yes, but also he's open to other options, okay? Like he is obsessed with this Makima. Like but I do like his next goal because it's all about achievable goals, right? Jam on toast. Fucking done. All right. Boobs. Yeah. That's the next
also,
one.
like, if I could give Denji just a little bit of advice.
He won't listen.
Maybe practice a little first. Look.
Well, what do you think he's doing with Power and Himino?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, you're going straight for that. And it's like, look.
I told you, he's precious baby. He is utterly naive.
I can tell you how this goes. Whatever happens between them, it's going to last 12 seconds. There won't be any sex involved. And whenever he goes back out into the real world, all the girls are going to laugh at him.
I don't think so, because she wouldn't say, because she is all about control. I'll say that much. Makima is all about control. And she would, because eventually it gets to the point where, much later on in season 1, you talk about the Gun Devil, and they think that Denji has a chance of killing the Gun Devil because he's the weird hybrid guy. Like, he can just keep going.
Right. And it's not even only like that. Yes. And that's part of it too, is like during the battles. I mean, he'll get limbs cut off.
Yeah.
Things like that. But he could just eat part of whatever he's attacking. Yeah. And then
But the point is, Makima promises him to fulfill any wish he has, any wish at all, if he kills the Gun Devil. So that's how she maintains control. I mean, you watch throughout, after he achieves his boob goal and it's not so great, he goes to her and he's like, he's filling out paperwork and she's like, "What's the matter, Denji?" And he's like, "Have you ever like achieved a goal?" And then it's like, "Is that really what it is?" And so then she takes control again and ensnares him further, putting his hand on her boob, working through, like, think about your partner's fingers and the shape of their ear and what is this? And it's this very sensual control thing. And so then, of course, he's literally left going, he like falls backwards in this super anime way.
Like,
so she knows what she's doing.
He definitely is. I don't even know what to say. When it comes to her,
but
there's a scene
he's a puppy.
that sums it up pretty great early on in the series when it's right after Makima hires him or whatever, enslaves him.
He joins public safety on her team.
They're going to their office and they're in the elevator, and it's like one of my favorite scenes because it's hilarious. He's just staring at her, and it's his inner monologue going, and he's just like, "Oh, if we're working together, that means that we might get together. And if we get together, we could do that stuff together." And then it just cuts to his face. He's like, "Oh, I want to do that stuff so bad."
He is very well, and the thing is, I know he thinks he's being cool or whatever, but everything's on his face. Like, all the time you can tell when he's thinking, when he's not thinking. There's definitely times where there's nothing there.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a filter.
No.
Whether he's Denji or Chainsaw Man.
It's like, when they're all drinking and Himino had made a promise to kiss him, and Makima's there too. And Himino's like, there's this whole thing, and Makima's like, "Who's kissing? Are you going to kiss her, Denji?" And he's like, "Hell no." And then Himino's like, "You don't want to kiss me? Don't you want to kiss me? Hell yeah." Like, he just...
Yes.
He's very 16. He is utterly 16. And
Yeah, I mean, we've all been this. Like,
God, I haven't, but okay.
dude, I was absolutely Denji when I was 16.
Oh, Jesus.
100%.
Another good reason I'm glad I didn't know you back then. But I don't know. I do wish I wish he would come into his own, but he's also so content. That would go against his character. And he's so content with just having food and a job and the promise of boobs. Like that and it drives Aki insane. Aki's my favorite character.
Aki's pretty cool.
He's my favorite because his whole family was killed by the gun devil. And so that's why he's in public safety. And he is so confounded by Denji because he's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, you're just here for the paycheck. Like, don't you have that? Because Augie obviously is fueled by revenge and the need to kill the gun devil. Yeah. And yes, and to protect people and all of this. He is definitely the straight man in this. He's very serious. He's very responsible. He gets up, early in the morning. He gets lunch prepared. He has coffee. He goes out and has a cigarette. He's doing laundry. He's cleaning up the place. Like, he's just doing adult things. He's the only adult, aside from maybe Makima, in this situation. I'd argue Power is definitely not any kind of adult.
There's a lot of immature characters in this, and
yes,
I kind of
which is why you need Aki. No, yes, absolutely, because part of the fun is Denji and Power being absolutely fucking ridiculous, and Aki just being like, "Why is this my life? Why am I responsible for these two? When did this become my life?" And I'm like, "Oh, babe."
Something. I'm not sure if we mentioned or not, but part of Denji's problem too is the fact that like he's never been to school.
No.
So he
can't really read.
Well educated. He can't read very well,
no.
And he hasn't really matured past he's been a 13-year-old
survival
mindset. Yes, he's in survival
mode. He can kill devils real good.
Yeah,
that's it, and that's fine.
Power, I don't know if we mentioned or not. No. She's a devil. She's a blood
fiend.
Devil.
Yeah, she's the blood devil.
So she can use her own blood to manifest weapons.
Which is cool.
Is usually a giant, mallet.
Yeah. She does use a sword sometimes, but usually it's this big, sledgehammer type thing.
Yeah.
She is something. I enjoy it. I don't know. I sometimes like her, and sometimes she can be too much. And
out of this entire voice cast, she's my favorite. Like, whoever's voicing this character is incredible.
That is Sarah Wiedenheft.
Okay.
The thing is, a lot of these people who do, and we watched the English dub. Most of these people I'm not super familiar with in a bunch of other things. Like Ryan Colt Levy is Denji. And, I know my voice actors. A lot of these people aren't, I'm sure they've done a bunch of other, it's probably things I just haven't seen because there's so much fucking anime out there now.
Right.
But she does great. She really gives her all. And it's just, there's no reason for Power to talk like she's from medieval England. It makes no sense. And it's perfect
and
somehow.
Her personality is always on 11.
Yes.
Even with just subtle conversations.
It doesn't matter
her voice
what it is.
She is so angry all the time.
And the ego it knows no bounds. She is the best that has ever been. All will bow before her, except when Makima has to come in. Makima is the only one Power will listen to. Again, control with Makima.
Yeah, and they explain in the series that Power is just one of those. She's one of those devils that she doesn't bathe. So
no.
Talk about how bad she smells.
I am not, she's not known for bathing. She's not known for flushing the toilet.
Yeah.
She's gross. She's fucking gross. And yet her hair always looks perfect. It's bullshit. But she is one who has remarkable control over her bloodlust. Which is what basically she's one who, much like Denji, was impressed into service with public safety or she would be killed. So that is something that Makima holds over both of them at all times. And why, Aki was the one that suggested they team up and become partners. Denji and Power are partners. Like cops have partners when they go out together. And Aki kind of oversees them and they both end up having to live at Aki's apartment. Poor baby. And it's so gross. But yeah, she has her own motivations But really, I think she just, being the blood devil, she really just likes to kill. And this gives her an excuse, and it gives her relative safety.
And she's fed.
She's fed, yeah. And she can eat a lot. And she can poop a lot. It's real gross. I don't like that.
So the series, basically, it just follows, one contract after another to kill a devil.
Yeah, with the ongoing plot of the development of the gun devil, and they're looking for flesh from the gun devil within these other devils, because the flesh of the gun devil can make other devils stronger, like way stronger than they have any right to be. So their theory is if they collect enough flesh of the gun devil, eventually it will start to pull towards like the main body, so to speak, because they're trying to track down the gun devil to kill it. It's the big bad. It has killed, God, when it came into existence, it's from America, of course. There was a terrorist attack and the gun devil sprang into existence because fear of guns went through the roof. And it swept across the world and killed like millions of people in one day, including all of Aki's family. So yeah, the overall ongoing plot is to try and collect enough gun devil flesh. So like as a magnet, it pulls to where it is, because nobody has fucking seen the gun devil since it appeared. It disappeared, but it needs to be killed. So yeah, they take contracts, they kill devils, and they find gun devil flesh.
Right. And now in season 1 and in the movie, we don't really see the gun devil at all.
No,
we still don't know what the gun devil looks like, who he is, anything like that. So the major villain, at least for the first season, is the katana devil.
Yeah.
Who, just much like Denji, instead of chainsaws, he just has katanas come out of his arms and his head. And I think
he looks very World War II to me. There's his like outfit with his hat and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's pretty cool looking.
I think that this is, it really is an incredible character design, because we find out along the way too that like not only can Denji manifest chainsaws out of his head and his arms, but also his legs.
Yeah, that's a great reveal the way that happens.
Yeah, yes. I appreciated that.
Yeah.
And in the middle of season 1, there is possibly one of the greatest story arcs in an anime with the Infinity Demon.
Oh, yeah, the Infinity Devil.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. It's the best. I think it's like 3 episodes.
Yes.
It's my favorite chunk of season 1.
It goes by
easily.
so quick too.
But yeah, no, it's wonderful. And the way they resolve it is great.
They basically they're looking for the Infinity Devil. They go into this hotel where they believe him to be, and they are trapped on a floor. So if they go upstairs, they come back up to the same floor they were just on. If they go downstairs, they go back down to the same floor they were just on. And they quickly realize that they are caught in some kind of a infinity loop that they cannot get out of.
Yeah, they don't. They know that there's a strong devil presence in there. They don't know who or what. So when they get trapped, they're like, what the fuck?
Right.
And yeah, but the Infinity Devil is one that starts out as this like little like head with like one hand and one foot kind of and power kills it. But it's much like the Hydra from like Greek myth.
You kill one.
It's so infinity. Just do.
Yeah, until it's just a bunch of heads and arms.
Just a huge, long, like vertical tunnel of flesh and teeth and.
Which looks incredible, especially like when they finally get to the point where they realize they're trapped here. They're trying to figure out what to do, and some of them are freaking out because they think they're just going to be here forever until they starve to death.
Yeah, because they end up getting trapped in there for quite some time. But
3 days,
again, time is weird because once they leave, it's like no time has passed. But the Infinity Devil basically tells them, give me the Chainsaw Devil. I want his heart.
Right.
Let me kill Denji
All
and
of
you
these
can
devils
go.
want Denji's heart.
Right.
Because the gun devil wants his heart. Why? I don't really understand.
I won't say.
Okay, well, that's fine. But
it hasn't been revealed to what you've seen yet.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Long story short, they get to the point where they've now been trapped in this hotel for...
It's been a long...
it's been
a couple of weeks.
I do like that they found some like luggage with stuff in it, like
Yes.
some rations.
And they're like,
a
okay,
little bit of
good, we're gonna
food.
be okay.
And they go in there to eat, and Powers
Fucking
just
Power.
ate all of it.
And she's still like, she's got crumbs all over her face. She's still actively chewing. And she was like, Denji did this. And I'm like, what the
Right.
she's so full of shit, dude. Ah, Power.
So at that point, Denji's like, yeah, fuck it. So he jumps down the elevator shaft into the Infinity Devil
Yeah.
and just starts chopping away at it for 3 days until it just finally says, I can't take any more pain.
Because if he gets hurt, he drinks its blood, he's renewed. And
Yes.
since he's killing it over and over again, it's getting bigger and bigger. So, but it's this ongoing thing because they had a couple of rookies with public safety with them. One of them freaked the fuck out. She had a butcher knife that no one took away from her. She's trying to kill Denji and stabbed Aki. So Aki's like slowly dying in bed. You know, Himino's out of cigarettes, which is terrible, and they don't have any food. So Denji's finally like, fuck it. Yes, like you said, let's fucking do this.
Well, Aki's first fallback plan was he has a sword that is cursed.
Yes, he does.
It's the sword of the curse devil.
Mm-hmm.
And he can use the sword. It's very powerful, and it probably could kill this thing. But every time he uses the sword, it cuts his lifespan short.
Yes, and Himino is like, you're not fucking doing that. Himino, we haven't really talked about that much. She is another member of public safety. She's not in Special Task 4. She's Aki's partner.
Right.
So, you know, she's got an eye
her
patch.
eyeball for
The Ghost Devil.
a ghost
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah, the whole Ghost Devil, who is like this beautiful, like Japanese woman with stitched closed like mouth and eyes and this big like flower neck and then all these arms and shit. But yeah, she has the Ghost Devil power, so she can, it looks like, you know, invisible choking and stuff like that.
And it's one of those things where she can choke you with the hand, but you can't.
She chokes Power at one point because Power's like, oh yeah, what are you going to do?
But
And
you
she's
can't
like,
grab a
bam.
hold of it.
Nope. And Power's hands are like going through the arm. It's fucking
which is kind
cool.
of terrifying.
That is cool. Very cool.
It is a nice little touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, Denji jumps down the elevator shaft and just cuts up the Infinity Demon.
Until it's like begging for mercy. It's like, fine, fuck it. I can't deal with this anymore. Get out of here.
And then it just lets him out.
Yeah.
But they don't kill it, unfortunately. So I guess the Infinity Devil is still out there somewhere. But that whole story arc is incredible.
It's very good.
I think it's the best part of season 1. It is the longest part of season 1.
Yeah. It's really good at making you feel claustrophobic, which that's not an issue I have. But this whole, like, no matter what you do, here you are type thing. They even like crawl out the window into the opposite window and then end up back in the same place.
Yeah, you just end up in the room on the other side of the hall.
Yeah, they dig through the ceiling and come up through the floor.
Yes.
Like it's really cool, and it's interesting. It's an interesting social experiment to see how different people react under this kind of pressure, who falls apart, who gives up, because one of the other newbies, he just goes to bed and he's just like, you know, and who actively works towards finding a solution.
Right.
So it's cool.
And then shortly after that story arc, we get the Katana Demon, or we get the Katana Devil story arc, who, you know, he's built up to be he's incredibly quick. He can, you know, obviously cut things well. And he does end up, you know, cutting Denji in half, killing him.
Yeah.
And
for a while.
Yeah, for a little while.
And I mean, there's also another character who's working with the Katana Devil, and it's a part of the Yakuza, because the Katana Devil was like the grandson of the Yakuza guy who had Denji under contract at the beginning, who then betrayed him to the Zombie Devil and all of that. And so it's a bunch of lower level Yakuza members, and then this one other character who made a pact with like the Worm Devil and stuff like that. And she's working for the Gun Devil. So she's going around giving out packs to the Gun Devil, to these lower Yakuza members, including the Katana Devil, because they want Denji's heart. So after the Infinity Devil fails, time for the next, you know, plot. And I mean, there is something about Chainsaw Man and, again, Jujutsu Kaisen. Again, these two mangaka in particular really wanted to subvert a lot of shonen tropes. Jujutsu Kaisen, I'd say, does it more so than Chainsaw Man. Jujutsu Kaisen's like an inversion of like Naruto and stuff like that. But anyways, so there is character death and it can come out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of cruelty that happens even to characters who don't die. There's a lot of really hard hitting emotional fuckery that goes along in both of these series. And yeah, so I mean, there are real stakes. People really do permanently die here. I mean, I know Denji comes back, you know, because he can and
Right.
power,
I mean,
and that's used to comedic effect later on when he's being trained.
I would say that's if this series has any flaw at all, it's the fact that the main character you don't really ever think is in any serious danger.
But that doesn't mean that everybody around him isn't. I mean, Himino, who we do come to know, and you know, I like her a lot. I don't like her when she drinks. One of the few things in anime that will actually make me gag, that I don't even want to talk. I'm thinking about it. But she, you know, they are so hit hard by the Katana Devil and like everything, because there is this huge plot that kind of comes together out of nowhere, and it starts. You're watching Makima on the train. She's going to Kyoto. And then you're cutting to some other people in public safety just doing their job. And then one by one, and it starts with like the first time you see it, you're like, holy fucking shit. Like Makima is just wondering about what to get for lunch and is shot in the fucking head. Yeah. And then everybody with her is shot in the head. And then it goes around Kyoko.
On a train.
Yeah, it goes around Tokyo and everybody in public safety. Boom, 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 boom. With the exception of section 4, you know, our characters but most of public safety is fucking eradicated in one fucking, like, because of the gun devil. A gun devil made pacts with all these people, gave them guns, and then they go and kill everybody.
Yeah, I think it's only Aki and Power.
Aki, Power, yeah, even Denji's killed. And Himino ends up she gives up a lot of parts of herself to further fuel the ghost devil to try and save Aki.
Right.
Because she loves him. And because you'll see, like, she's talking to him and she's like, because she knows he can still actually cry for other people. She can't, they've lost too many people. Like, public safety, people die all the fucking time. But so, like, suddenly her right shirt sleeve is, it's empty. And then there's other parts. And she gives everything of herself to try and strengthen her pact with her ghost devil to save Aki. So she just ends up, like, just her clothes and her eye patch are just on the ground. And Aki does make it.
And he wakes up in a hospital.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have the flashbacks of them and how they met and how she, like, basically got him to start smoking, which is, it's touching. It is. There's a lot of touching little moments like that. You know, there are a lot of flashbacks, especially when it comes to, like, Denji and when he was a little boy growing up with Pochita.
Yeah.
And the things
all the
that
shit
they did.
They had to go through. And yeah. But then good moments too. They're, you know, wholesome.
And like I said, just incredible fight scenes that, I mean, it takes a lot to be able to choreograph scenes like this where your eye isn't strained moving around. Like it does that same thing that, like, Mad Max Fury Road did, where there's a ton of action going on.
But your eye is being led because they know what they're doing. Yeah.
Your eye just naturally latches onto the things that you need to pay attention to. That is skillful
directing.
It's incredible.
Is what that is. We skipped over one of my favorite battles, which is Denji versus the Bat Devil and then the Leech Devil. And the reason I like that so much is because there are these shocking moments. I talked about Makima getting shot. She's fine, by the way. They don't explain it. I know why, but
yeah, I have no idea how she came back to life, but I'm sure they'll explain it.
They will. And then she goes on her own rampage, which is fucking awesome. But no, the Bat Devil and Leech Devil, the reason that is so cool is it's an earlier battle for Denji. It's definitely an upscale thing. And he defeats the Bat Devil after a lot of bullshittery. And then the Leech Devil, who was like partners were like in love with the spouse of the Bat Devil or whatever, comes and she's like, ugh, and her nipples are long and gross and weird. But she is about to kill him, like permanently just eat him. And it's another moment like that, which is so fucking well done, which just bam this enormous, like, city block wide fox head just boom appears out of fucking nowhere, like eats her fucking face, eats her completely, and that's Aki because he made a pact with the fox devil and he has this little like hand movement he does. It looks kind of like a shadow puppet of a dog type thing.
Right.
He just boom, and she will appear and just chomp. And it's so good.
Yeah, there's a lot to like here, especially if you're into like kaiju stuff.
Sure.
Because there's a ton of like just massive creatures.
It's awesome. All the devils are so different, and some are beautiful and some are disgusting. And it's really cool. The imagination here of like, if there was an insert word here, devil, okay, what will that look like? And what would its powers be? And then also the ones that, how some are just, I'm going to kill all humans. And then others like make pacts and want to work with people. And, some of them, it's a really cool, entirely separate world. And some of them are real weird. The future devil that Aki goes and like puts his head in to see his future and all of that. And
it's an incredibly like realized world.
A lot of thought was put into it. Super cool.
Yes, it's conceptually it is an incredible story.
Yeah.
All these characters are well written. They all have motives that make sense. Those motives all work well within the plot.
Mm-hmm.
The plot continues forward. Everything, there's nothing that's disposable here. There's no disposable scenes. There's no disposable lines. There's no disposable characters, really.
No. Well, even the slower moments are intentional and purposeful and serve, drive the plot forward in one way or another. Like, even when they all go out to dinner and they're drinking and eating, there's still discussion. There's still plot moving forward. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then the quieter moments, like Aki slowly realizing that Himino is actually gone and crying to himself alone in his hospital room. But then that's cut with Denji outside going, his internal monologue going, oh man, I forgot my manga in there. And the guy's crying like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there is a scene where Denji, his inner monologue's going and he's wondering why he can't feel anything.
That's the same scene right after that. Right. He's like,
why am I not upset that somebody I knew that I was close to just died?
Himino was the first person. She gave me my first kiss.
She was my first friend.
She was the first person to call me friend.
And I feel nothing.
And then he starts going through. He's like, well, what if Aki died? What if Power died? What if Miss Makima died? And he's like, oh, that might take me like 3 days to get over if Makima died. Right. I might be pretty down about that. And then, wondering, like, when I replaced my heart with Pochita, did that take away my human emotions? And then immediately, like, that's depressing. Who fucking cares? I don't want to think about that. Anyways.
Let's leave. Yeah, I think as far as the series goes, I am very, very interested to see what season 2 will bring.
Mm-hmm.
But we did last year get a movie that kind of continues the story. And I kind of consider this to be season 2.
Yeah.
It functions like a season does.
It does. That is something that anime has. I mean, we've always had stuff like that. One Piece has like several, like a dozen movies, things like that. Demon Slayer has several movies. My Hero Academia has several movies that go to theaters and in America do really well. Like Chainsaw Man was, especially since nobody goes to movies anymore, these anime movies do insanely well at the box office. Yeah. People actually show up for this shit. And yes, this is intended as like a season. It's just in movie format. Demon Slayer did that, with Mugen Train and a whole bunch of other things. So yeah, it will, you are expected to have watched the movie.
Yeah.
Season 2 might have a brief recap, but probably not.
The movie itself is, it's like I said, not only does it function as a season, but structurally, it's not a theatrical format. Let's call it that. The 3-act structure does not exist here. This is 2 acts.
Yeah.
Of a story. And it's incredibly weird and strange that they went that way with it, but it works very well because this movie is split in half. The first half of the story is basically a love story.
Yeah.
Where Denji is just going on a date and some stuff happens there. We will get into it. And then the second half of the movie is a fight scene. And it is incredible. It's like a 30-minute long fight scene that is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this movie, as far as like movies based on a anime series, this is by far my favorite.
It's very good.
I enjoyed this quite a bit. Even the
It's not
first
my
half
favorite because
where,
Mugen Train Demon Slayer is so fucking good. But
you know,
it's good.
it did. The first half did, for me at least, it kind of drug on a little bit. And I think I even mentioned while we were watching, I was like, can he be Chainsaw Man?
Yes,
now?
you were. And I was like, be quiet. Just let the character development.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a movie. It's not an episode. We will get to the chainsaws.
But after
I
watching
promise.
it, I think I appreciated it a lot more.
Good.
Especially when I realized after watching it that the like second half of the movie was one entire fight scene.
Yes.
That really satisfied my bloodlust for Chainsaw Man. But yeah. So you want to set up the movie?
So basically the movie picks up right after the end. It is, like I said, it's a continuation. Season 1 ended, this begins. So this is like right after the Katana Devil is defeated. Makima gives Denji a new temporary partner. He's like the Shark Devil. His name's Beam. He's interesting because basically Power had too much blood. Okay, so it's like she had extra horns and was acting all wonky. And Makima is like, so yeah, occasionally Power just needs her blood drained. We need to adjust her level. She's gonna be a bit much, so she's gonna be out of service. Here's this shark boy to like go around with you.
Yeah, and his power is basically he can swim on any surface as if it's water. So he could swim
like through the
floor,
concrete and stuff like
the
that.
walls, ceilings, a building, anything, he can just
like phase
swim
through. Yeah.
through it.
So, and then Makima takes Denji on like this movie marathon date situation where they'll go see a movie and then discuss it over coffee and then go see another one and back and forth and back and forth. And they line up. They're like, oh, that one was kind of stupid. Oh, I didn't really understand that one. And then the last one, they actually both tear up. Like Makima actually cries.
That's a good scene because
It's
Denji
very
is starting
good.
to cry and he's like, oh, I can't let her see me cry. And he looks over and she's crying.
Yeah, just still no expression on her face, but there's tears falling.
Right.
And that the purpose of that is, well, control with Makima to give him hope, but also to reassure him he does have a heart capable of feeling. That's really the point of this whole thing, which again serves her purpose in the long run. But yeah, so because earlier you had mentioned he wasn't sure if he could actually feel anything. Was his heart replaced by Pochita, and all that, which immediately should be bullshit because Pochita fucking loved you, dude. So of course Pochita had a heart capable of love, therefore you do. But whatever,
Right.
16-year-old boy not versed in the nuances of feeling, I understand. So then Denji's out patrolling. He gets caught in a storm. And he takes shelter in a phone booth where he meets a girl named Reze. And then she works at a cafe. So he starts going to this cafe to like run into her. Because she immediately
Becomes
kind
clingy.
of responds to him.
Right,
Right? And he's like, wait, hold on.
Right.
Is it possible? Could she like me? Oh my God. So yeah, he goes. But of course, he's always conflicted because Miss Makima. But like, and I went on a date with Miss Makima, but Reze, like, she's really cute and she's really sweet and she really seems to like me.
Well, and during this whole meet cute, let's call it that, there's a serial killer that is killing women. All of the things that you could think he would possibly be doing with these women, he's doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And
It's brutal.
There's a scene after, Reze and Denji become more acquainted with each other. They're already going out on dates and things like that. Reze tells Denji that she wants to break into her school because he's never been to school.
Right.
And so she takes him to the school. They break in and they they hang out there for a while and they go swimming and all this. And
Skinny dipping.
Skinny dipping. Yes.
She has no nipples.
She does not.
It's so
which
strange.
is strange. And it's very strange because it's draws your eye to it more than if they were just there.
Yep.
I don't know why they did that.
It's all or nothing with nipples in this show. It's either the leech devil who has too much.
They do the same thing in Dorohedoro.
I know.
And I don't understand why.
I don't know if it's a
but
map thing or
fine.
just like a censoring thing so you can show them topless because the nipple is the ooh part. I don't know. It's whatever.
Maybe to get a lower rating on the film. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, they go skinny dipping and all this, and they go back into one of the classrooms, and she tells Denji that she needs to go to the restroom. She goes to the restroom, and she is confronted by this serial killer guy, and she immediately just kills the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's when you realize pretty quick that I while we were watching this, I even mentioned it to you as like, she's going to be the villain of this, isn't she? And sure enough, she is.
Yeah. Yeah, they go the next day to a festival and watch fireworks and all of that, and you know, she asks him to run away with her, and he thinks about Miss Makima, whatever. So she kisses him and then bites out his tongue, and then incapacitates him, and then reveals that she's the bomb devil.
Yep.
So, also during all of this, Aki has a new partner who's the angel devil. So they're off doing their own thing.
Angel devil.
Yeah, the angel devil. But the angel is like extremely apathetic and lazy, and Aki just can never catch a break. Like,
I like
his whole life, he cannot catch a fucking break.
There's a scene in this where Denji is going down the list of women that he's met and how attracted he is to them. And in it's showing his like what he's thinking, and they're all like, scantily clad on the bed and everything. Yeah. And then he gets to the angel devil and he's like, oh, the angel devil. He's probably a dude.
Yeah, the angel devil is a guy.
Yes. But in his imagination, he's like wearing like stockings and he's got like a bra on, on a bed.
He's like, oh.
That was kind of funny.
But yeah, so Denji has his tongue bitten out and betrayed by Reze, but then Beam, the shark devil, shows up and it takes him away, and they meet up with Aki and Angel, and they go, they're like in a car escaping, and Reze is like killing other hunters and chasing them, and then...
And
it's this whole.
They really do set up here that Reze is like a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah,
like,
bombs are scary, man. That means she's pretty powerful.
Anything can become a bomb if she wants it to. Like, she can. I'm telling you right now, this movie, like the fight scenes in this, with the explosions going off and just the incredible amounts of action and movement, and just the sheer amount of detail that goes into like all of these little elements where, it's kind of like, let's say, take a video game like Space Invaders, right?
Okay.
As the Space Invaders move faster and faster, you don't shoot where they are, you shoot where they're going to be, right, so that when they get there, that's the amount of detail that they have put into this, because the bomb devil has to anticipate where they're going to be, right, to snap her fingers and create an explosion or whatever. And the amount of action and the direction here, I cannot stress enough, is incredible.
Oh yeah, because it's also like a car chase situation. Like they're on cars and like trucks and shit.
Yes.
Doing all of this. So yeah.
Even if you don't know what Chainsaw Man is, and you had no idea what this movie was, or any want to see it or whatever, at least watch the film. Right. Because once you get to this fight scene, I'm telling you, man, it is like, it starts and it doesn't stop.
Well, also the Typhoon Devil is mixed in with this as well, fighting with Reze. And because that's all the wind and everything.
Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops here. Anything they can do to take down this bomb devil is what they need to do. And everybody is just on high alert. They're all using their powers to the extreme that they can. And just watching this, just getting the scope of how well directed it is with the space that they're utilizing, because this fight is the entire city.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not like a car chase where it's just seemingly one unending road. It
Right.
just keeps going.
No, this is a fully realized city. They know exactly where they are in the space. They know how there's drone shots that are going on that give you this sense of scope and how big and elaborate all of these explosions and how these characters are interacting with each other. Their position to one another is painstakingly meticulous.
Oh yeah.
And it is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. And Denji eventually comes up with the idea to ride Beam, the shark devil, to like, ride him into battle. So he's got his steed, which is this like maniacal, like fanboy of Denji, this shark devil guy. But I mean, he gets pretty fucked up. Reze like really, really fucks the shark boy up. But yeah, I don't know. You want to talk about how it ends, or does it matter? Do you want people to?
No, I'd rather people watch it. Honestly, I
will say at the end, Denji's like, "So do you still want to go out with me?"
You're right.
It's like Denji. Oh my god. No, I'll run away with you. You come to the cafe. Like, maybe at the cafe the next
Reze
day.
is basically like, do you not understand what this was?
She
I
was
was
like, I
playing
never
you this
cared
whole
about
time.
you.
I don't have feelings for
and
you.
he's like,
or
well,
anything.
but you taught me to swim. Like, you taught me things. Like, if you actually never cared about me, because that does kind of come into
and
how
suddenly
he's able
now
to defeat
Denji
her.
is like, no, let's run away together.
It's the most Denji fucking thing.
He's so desperate.
It is so in character.
Yeah.
But when I saw, I was like, this is the moments where I'm like, Denji, come on, man. Oh my god. But no, then it's revealed that Reze was a Soviet agent that was experimented on as a child.
Right.
And there were a whole bunch of them, but she was one of them. Then, like, she's about to leave and then does have a change of heart and is like, okay, I'll go meet Denji at the cafe. But before then, Makima finds her and Angel finds her.
Yeah.
And
well, because Denji is basically, he's like, look, I'm going to go back to the cafe for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Meet me there.
Yeah, and he's got this beautiful bouquet.
Yeah.
And he's just waiting. And she does go, but she doesn't get there because of Makima and the Angel Devil.
Makima fucks her up pretty bad.
Yes, she does. And yeah, Denji is stood up as far in his mind at the cafe and he's all sad. And then Power shows back up at the very end, regular amount of horns. And she's like, oh, are those for me? Clearly those flowers are meant for her. And, and then he thinks about giving them to her, but then just eats the flowers instead. He's like, oh, fuck you. And she's like, ah! And balance is restored to the land. Power is back, and Denji and she can just bitch at each other all the time, which is the majority of what they do. We did skip over in the first season one thing I did want to talk about, which is really fucking funny. After the Katana Devil and all of that, they do have a mini training arc with Denji and Power.
Yes. And
it's one of these older public safety guys who the fact that both Power and Denji can't be it's very hard to kill them permanently comes into play because he will break their necks, he will break their bodies, he will fuck them up and then just give them some blood and boom, they're back. And so it's this little training arc. But one of my favorite, because I do like the relationship with Denji and Power, but my favorite moment for them is when they decide they're going to be smart. Right? They're going to think this through. And the way to do that is to wear glasses.
Yep. And the next scene, they both have glasses on.
And they, to be fair, they get closer then at actually it
was a pretty good plan.
It was. They didn't think it all the way through because they're both pretty fucking stupid. But I do really enjoy their idea of this super elaborate, foolproof plan. We are geniuses. And it takes about 15 seconds for him to be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But they did, yeah. So I like that, taking what you could see as a liability as the protagonist being invincible, which he's not, but that relatively thing, and then turning it on its head and having it used against it because he is fucked up repeatedly. And it's not like it doesn't hurt.
Right.
They just don't die. They can be brought back time and again and again and again and again. So I do like that little training arc. I just wanted to throw that in there because it's
like I
it's
said,
a
there's
cool
no
subversion of what you would think.
there's nothing disposable here. Everything seems
No.
important, and everything is designed very well to move the plot forward.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of charm. It has a lot of heart. It's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to like here, and the action scenes are incredible. Everything about this is spot on perfect. I really can't sing praises for this series enough.
You will laugh. You will cry. You will ooh. You will ah.
Yeah. And
Chainsaw Man's pretty good.
Right now, all of this is on Crunchyroll. I mean, you can.
Sure.
I'm sure you can purchase it on Amazon or rent it on Amazon if you don't have that. There's ways of watching it. I highly recommend everybody do. I think that this is one of those. For me, like modern anime is not. It's not ever going to take the place of those classics that I loved, that came out in the 80s and 90s. Some of those are like so near and dear to me that, that kind of formed my opinion on what anime is.
Anime is so many things now, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many different kinds.
But do yourself a favor. Like, even if you're not into anime at all, like, you don't have to be. This is just an incredible story,
a good story.
With really interesting characters, really interesting motivations. And it's fully conceptualized and realized and put out there. And I want to see what season 2 brings because I'm ready to continue the story. Unfortunately, this does suffer from that thing that modern anime does where it takes forever for another season.
Well, yeah, because the first season came out in 2022. And then last year we got the movie. And they're saying within the next couple of years we'll have another season. The good thing is this is popular enough that I do have a decent amount of faith that it will actually be finished. And the manga is complete, right? So the story is told. I have no issues with the way it ends. There's some in the community. I won't go into details, but I think it's actually kind of perfect in the very ending of everything. A lot of the rest of it pissed me off, but whatever. And so eventually we will have it all.
Yeah.
And if you can't wait, go read the manga. You go read books, guys. Books are real and they exist.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, I'm 100% a recommend on this.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are too.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I got figures. I got Denji right up there holding Pochita.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we can call that an episode. Jess, where can people find you?
I'm Jess Moon. I'm at Jess_Jess Moon on Instagram. I do have a Twitter that I'm kind of on sometimes at JHL Moon. And I do also have a publishing house with real books that are really real. And it's called Shadow Spark Publishing. And we are at Shadow Spark Pub across all socials. Yeah, that's me.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram at Deadbeat Chad. You can follow the podcast on Instagram as well at the Pretty Little Podcast. And you can listen to any of these episodes on YouTube as well at youtube.com/at the Pretty Little Podcast 69420. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. We really do appreciate it. Our fan base is growing. We like to see that. So keep it up. And until we see you next time, stay pretty.
Stay little?